curious to explore how Trello might be used as a syllabus tool, as something of a course management tool, but also in a very collaborative sense. How might Trello support collaboration on course design and teaching with students? So in this video, I'm going to be demonstrating something of a beta, of a test, a sample of some of the ways in which Trello might be used to support this idea. I started by transporting some of the information from my course syllabus here, and that's how I ended up with columns for course information, assessments, and then maybe thinking more towards columns for each week of the course. In course information, I began by posting my learning outcomes, some information about the course text, and then some cards for other information like times and locations and some of the course requirements or policies. I also started to experiment as to what it might look like to represent the course assessments or assignments here on a Trello board. And so you'll notice on this assessments column I have 2 of our course assignments represented here, and I used the due date feature to mark the cards with the due date of the assignment. So it gives both me, the instructor, and possibly my students a look at when particular assignments are due. And then, as you'll notice here, there's information about the assignment itself and any attachments that are relevant. So in this case, the rubric. Further, I went on to think, okay, could I represent each week of the course here on the Trello board and provide some resources? So this is me experimenting with that. I started with a week 1 to do checklist. So students could potentially copy this board, create a copy, and use the checklist themselves personally to keep track of progress. There could be links or attachments related to these activities. Further, I've used some of the labels to label cards as either specific to an online activity, to face-to-face, or it being an assignment, something that the students must complete. And on this card related to face-to-face activities in the class, I've linked resources, so a PowerPoint and a handout. So while this is sort of bare bones and something of a template starting out, it does give you an overall sense as to how it might be approached to take a traditional style syllabus and bring it over into Trello for a different way of representing or organizing the information. Beyond a simple representation of my current syllabus in Trello, Trello's got me thinking about ways of introducing greater student autonomy and collaboration and input on course design and implementation. So I'm going to review 2 key ideas that I've been toying with. So in my course, there's a theory to practice assignment. This is a group-based assignment where students select topics of interest and develop a presentation around those topics. So one possible area for collaboration and input through Trello is to have students select their topics and or potentially add new topics for this assignment here on the board. So you'll notice this column, theory to practice assignment. Right now I just have 3 suggestions. Students could come on the board and add themselves as members to elect that topic as their topic of focus. And very quickly, if students were coming on here and adding themselves as members, I, the instructor, could see who was taking on which topic. If students have the proper access to the card, to the board, they could be adding their own options of things they would like to focus on. Further still, I've toyed with the idea of a truly collaborative course, and where students exercise the autonomy to make decisions as to what topics get covered and how. So here I have a course parking lot column with 3 different topics that could potentially be covered in my course. And what I would ask students to do is come onto the board, explore these topics. There could be more information here about what exactly the topic is about. And then through the voting power up, students could vote on their topics of choice. And then the more popular topics be incorporated in. So this, on a small sense, could be used to have students exercise some autonomy or some control over even what's covered in the last 2 or 3 sessions of the course, to take consensus from the class as to what's most relevant and interesting to them as those topics to be covered. So somewhere in there, in these ideas, I see some great potential for collaboration, involvement of students, and greater flexibility in how courses are taught in ways that certainly excite me for the possibilities into the future for my teaching.